Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. It's almost Friday, so hey, hang in there. If you're retired, it doesn't matter, does it? I'll just get right to it. There are, at least in my view, there are three major reasons that I believe that we really need to ramp up the preps. Most of us that watch this are preppers anyway. But I think for these three reasons, we need to be double checking everything and really ramping it up more than we maybe have been. If we're getting a little slack on it, of course. I'm going to go into each one more detail, but know they're what they're not. It's not the zombie apocalypse, not World War III. Not saying these things can happen. I'm not saying they can happen or may happen down the road, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be the zombie apocalypse. I don't think it's going to be World War III. I don't think it's going to be a super volcano with a tsunami that washes everything away. No. There's going to be more likely things or things we've started to see already. I think number one, I'm going to go into more detail, but number one, weather. I mean, what the dog squeeze is going on with the weather, man. Uh, okay, I'll get to it. Number two, the surging inflation. It's ripping people up right now, and it's not stopping. It's getting worse. Number three, I'm going to get to it, but this is a wild card. Number three could really bite us. Okay, I'm going to get to it. Cover these first two real quick. The first one is weather. Like I said, what in the world? I mean, it's December. We've got record hurricane winds going on. Yesterday, we recorded the most hurricane force gusts in a single day since I think 2004 or something like that. Record breaking winds tore through the United States on Wednesday and early Thursday, causing the highest number of hurricane force gusts in a single 24-hour period since 2004. That's according to the National Weather Service. This is just days after that deadly swarm of tornadoes ripped through several states. I mean, it ripped through especially Kentucky. One of the more deadly outbreaks we've had in quite a while. But back to these wind gusts, we had 61 gusts of above 75 miles per hour recorded across mostly Midwestern states. This was yesterday. Mostly Midwestern states. And then Thursday, this was put out Thursday, according to the Norman, Oklahoma-based center storm prediction center, and they also recorded. That's the same one that recorded 19 tornadoes. So definitely an unprecedented event, says one meteorologist. We had, of course, these big tornadoes we had last week. At least 75 lives were lost right there. Kentucky, of course, is just going to take a while. I mean, the path that it went through, just awful stuff. A swarm of tornadoes. It wasn't just one big one, it was a bunch of them. We also have in Northern California, blizzard. In Northern California, a blizzard closed the major highway linking California to Oregon after vehicles were seen skidding and getting stuck on Interstate 5. And that's above just the weather, just going into winter here. One more, I failed to mention, Kansas City International Airport reported wildfires nearby, a lot of power outages near Kansas City. More than 450,000 homes and businesses were without power in a lot of these Midwestern states all Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday. So, like I said, this and just being winter anyway, I think power outages are the big thing. That's probably more likely to affect you than a freak tornado, but we have to be prepared for this stuff. Have a plan in place. If the power goes out for a week, what do you have? Are you ready for that? Practice doing it. Practice it for a day or two. That's a challenge. So I've been through some power outages before that lasted days, and we got through them. But it really will test you. It will test you. You will quickly find out where you are lacking. Okay, surging inflation is starting to rip people apart. Uh, I mean, you've got surging inflation could see millions of Americans and households paying over $3,000 in additional expenses just this year, just to get by over last year. Just the average household. And this is really hitting middle class, lower income homes or families worse. I mean, just sticking it to the folks. You get gasoline, food, energy, fuel, clothes, shoes. If you see a deal on shoes, get them. Get an extra pair. All right. Uh, the Fed is saying no more stimulus. Stimulus programs gone. You're not going to see stimulus checks. Um, they finally stopped calling it transitory. We knew that was not true. I could say a stronger word for that. I won't. I could use stronger language. I'm not going to do it. I never do here. But just sticking it to the regular folks, man. I mean, just trying to make a living. We're just trying to work, get to doctor's appointments, put gas in the vehicle. Back to the storms real quick. This was an article that was sent to me by a subscriber. I appreciate it. Expect food price inflation skyrocketing in the U.S. is doing it anyway, but from all that storm damage, chickens, tractors, grain silos were destroyed in that big swarm of tornadoes. So not just human lives, but a lot of animals were lost, a lot of livestock. Got to think about that too. So the road to recovery will be long for farmers and businesses in Western Kentucky. They also had a lot of hatcheries were lost. Meat processing factory, John Deere facility or John Deere plant was destroyed or partially destroyed. Pilgrim's Pride chicken hatchery, total loss. They're going to be down for, out of it for a while. Millions of bushels of corn, much of which was just freshly harvested, damaged. So that's just a few of the comments that was on that made by local farmers and officials there. So that's two. So you got winter, of course, in with that. The surging inflation, that's just not stopping. Okay, not stopping. Three. My other one is this new variant, this Omicron. Now, from what I can gather, it's much more transmissible. So, but the good part is that it is so far it's not as severe, or it may not be. Now, hopefully it won't be. So it sounds like it spreads a lot easier, but it may not be quite as severe, and as far as lives are lost, as far as lives that will be lost, or put people in the hospital. Hopefully, but what I'm thinking here is that if it's that transmissible, much more transmissible than the others, more highly contagious, in other words, you could see local officials, states, cities really panic, pull the panic button, and go into these lockdowns, close schools, businesses. That could trigger a panic buy on the stores. Okay, this could trigger a panic run on the food stores, especially gasoline as well. So be thinking about those two things. So it looks like it's going wild in Europe, South Africa. It's already been detected here, of course. So especially right after Christmas, holidays, it could really become a huge wave. Okay, it may not, but that's my wild card. That's my number three, is to be prepared for the dominoes that fall as a result of it. You could have restrictions and all that, of course, but you can see a run on the stores. Okay, so be ready for that. Prepped up, You won't have to worry about it. All right. So those are my three. What if there was a combo of them? I mean, you could have all of these acting at the same time. That would be a nightmare. Anyway, that's my list. Let me know what you think. Um, what would you add to the list? Take off whatever. But share your thoughts with me. Let's keep praying, of course. Let's keep in the Word and faith over fear, of course, as I say a lot. And be kind out there. Let's be an example and take care. Be safe out there. God bless you, and I will see you soon.